uses Instagram memes a lot to tell their story. And to the point where there are comments like Ryanair should be in a meme business instead of an airline or ticketing sales business. So there's, understanding your story, then there's understanding the channels that you use to communicate your stories to as well. For example, Nike use athletes that they're sure people will trust. A lot of people use influencers, a lot of people use opinion formers, a lot of people use social media. Even on social media, as long as you understand your audience, for some people, Instagram is a good fit. For some people, LinkedIn is a good fit, especially B2B brands. For some brands, Facebook is a good fit. Some brands, Twitter. So you have created your message, you have to be sure that you have selected the right channel to tell or communicate your creative story. So how, the real reason why we're here, creativity as a business growth catalyst. What does it do? It fuels innovation, it enhances your environment, and I'll use that term, for their employees. So you have to do things, so when we're talking about culture now, having a creative culture for your employees, it's something that has to be very intentional. So you have things like an open idea sharing session. There's also cross-functionality where engaging teams are concerned. Now we live in an agile world that celebrates cross-functional teams. If you're just working in your own team, your ideas might be a bit myopic and streamlined to what you know, but when that you're building strategically, there's also using agencies to create tools as well, because if they are external, there's know-how when you're inside a company. You think you built a great product, you think your product is good, but when you go outside, you see that that's not the reality. So sometimes you need people that will give you a reality check from time to time and tell you the truth. So innovating with agencies is a good way or strategy of enhancing innovation or ensuring that you infuse creativity into your business. So there's something called design thinking that was just introduced in recent years, right? And that's solving problems that focuses on understanding your customers end to end. And it's in about 5 different processes. That is putting yourself in your customer's shoes, right? Trying to understand their problems, actually wearing their shoes. If I'm here, I can't understand what your pain points are, but I have to wear your shoes to be able to understand what your challenges are. And from the case studies that we have talked about today, from MoneyPoint, from InDrive, to Apple, to Nike, they understood their customers' pain points end to end, and they emphasized something that was worthwhile to create a product or to create a service. So before you can even create anything, you know what it is. You have to be very clear. It has to be stupidly simple. Your vision has to be very clear. Your mission has to be very clear. What you're doing has to be very clear. Who you're doing it for has to be very, very clear. I failed to mention that in the understanding of your customers, their demographic, you have to understand their personas through something called a prototype. Then you keep testing till you have created a final product. That is the process of design, and that is a strategy that can help you into being creative. And that will automatically lead to driving business growth. So that is honestly the end of my presentation. I hope with these few points of mine, I've been able to convince you that creativity has the potential to exponentially drive the growth of your business. But I have one question for you, my audience. Are you a business owner? Okay, do you work with them? You're what?
Job hunt.
Oh, okay. So should you work with a company right now? What are you going to do differently where creativity is concerned? Okay, you're a UX designer, which is usually great. I hope that in infusing or designing whatever type of product you're designing, you understand your customers. That's just very important. Okay, gentlemen, ladies, I've come to the end of my presentation. If you have any questions for me, it would be great to ask them.
If you have any questions, please just hands up, and we can ask and answer in this moment.
Yeah, just one question.
Yeah.
Right. You basically, from your own point of view, right?
Yes.
It seems every product, innovation can be applied to every product.
Yes.
Are there some traditional products which innovation cannot be applied to? Let me just something as simple as yam. Someone selling yam, can they apply innovation to their product or what is it?
Yes, they can apply that, but in a way, they don't think innovation is all about tweaking the product alone. It's also about customer experience, right? Innovation is applicable in the way that you present it, to your customers. For example, brands like Amala Sky, that used to be that traditional buka, or Mama Put. Now they are trying to target or position themselves for more upscale customers. That's why you see that Amala Sky is in a place like Lekki Phase 1, is in a place like, Magodo and all of that. Because they're trying to innovate, they're trying to serve new market segments, and they're trying to brand their products to be or position or to be attracted to that market segment. So it's not actually about the food, but it's about the presentation of the food. It's about the presentation of yam. Yam tastes the same anywhere. You put water, you put yam, you put salt. It tastes the same anywhere, but what is unique about how you present yam in your own store, in your own shop, or in your own restaurant? What makes it different? That's why I would choose you. I mean, it has to be sweet, definitely, but how do you present it? That's how innovation can be applied to. It can be applied to any business, right? If it is across the touch points, in the creation of your product, in your customer experience, in telling your story, you will remain complacent and you will find out that the innovation leave you behind completely, and it doesn't matter if you start first. I hope that answers your question. Any other question?
Any other question?
Okay. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much. Technical situation with the light, and I do apologize for the disruptions during the session, but I do hope we're able to take away one or two important things. Yes? Okay. So I want to give the class an exercise in this moment. We're very small and no wrong answers. I want everyone to just give us like one or two takeaways from the session. Okay? So, alright. Start from you. Sorry, you can project. The mic is not working right now.
Okay, I think the count from what was said is Latin.
Oh, okay.
She really touched on where we are talking points where I think that basically is to be intentional with your branding and first off understand your audience, your target audience, and also profile them. She spoke very strongly on persona. Use that as an example, it's a case study. So that's very good.
Okay. Alright. So, or do you have something else to add that? Okay. So, let's hear. And you in particular, so you did mention that you're in between jobs, and she asked a question about, if you join an organization, what would you do differently? But I think there's a way to apply this even to personal branding, right? And so what would you say is your takeaway from that, from either a personal branding level?
So my brand is not what I think my brand is. It's what my what is. Think my brand is. So that's one of the takeaway. And also, as a designer, I have to be the person that I have to empathize a lot. I don't just go to my system and start designing. I have to know, am I really solving the problem? So if I am solving the problem, as time goes on, I'm going to hit the targets.
Thank you very much.
What I came after the initial was like ability to innovate.
Like it's not okay.
Okay, yeah, what I gain in a presentation is that the ability to innovate and we should monitor how market is doing, how market points, and we shouldn't be reluctant our brand.
Okay, fair enough. I don't think I've heard from you today. I have heard from you. So you might not need to give us.
Mine is similar to space, right? I joined a little late, so probably what I'm going to make that contribution is understanding your customers very well.
I know you came with now, but I just want to hear your take on it.
Hi everyone. So when it comes to marketing it's very important that people like you cannot target everybody. You have to know to that particular audience. Like you said, we have different generations. We have Gen Z, we have Boomers, and all that. So when you want to target the Gen Z, you know the specific ideas or specific things to do to actually get to these people. Sorry?
I'm trying to add.
Yes,
Message.
the messaging, yes, is very important to get this particular set of people.
Okay.
And yes, and always be innovative. Don't just do something and just be it. Like Coke, even if they are like known, a known brand already, but every year they come up with something different, something innovative, and they're not just stagnant in a particular place. So yeah. Thank you.
Okay. I want to start by complimenting the speaker. She did absolutely amazing. Super awesome. I mean, it was so amazing. She wasn't a strong character. She drive home very important point. Since everybody has already summarized what we said in the meeting, I will just say what struck me the most, what I'm going to work on is just being creative, right? So being creative and being innovative. And he said something else that struck me the most, right? Even if you're creative, right? It didn't seem like it worked initially. You have to just go back to your drawing board, just keep iterating the process and keep on being creative.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to be having our next speaker and then we go on a lunch break. So I'm going to... Yes. Okay, by 11.
No, what you say, not fake. I was emphasizing on it.
Oh, no, don't worry. No, that's going to happen. Okay. So I'm going to be inviting Ty, alright, to join us here on the stage. She's going to be taking us through AI for upskilling and upskilling. And I think that's a very interesting topic that we would love to, know more about. So please round of applause as we invite Ty up. Yes. So there is
Just now, I need to use it in the meantime. Sorry. Excuse me, sorry. Oh, okay. So let me just give you. Okay. One second.
Once again, I apologize, Ty, and also everyone. They're still trying to sort out the life situation, but I don't think that should stop us from learning at all. So I'm just going to introduce Ty. I'm sure she was going to introduce herself, but I just want to do this short introduction. Okay, so Ty, that's Ty Shutu Alamo, is passionate about helping people and organizations translate ideas into successful products. She has worked with over 30 startups and SMEs on communication, branding, project development projects, and trained over 200 individuals in design thinking, visual communication, and branding. She currently works with the World Intellectual Property Organization to help bring the world of IP to everyday Nigerians, particularly creatives and entrepreneurs. Ty is also a very close friend of the family. For CodeCashCrop, she was one of our last year's mentors who helped the hackathon participants build. Yes. Oh, you were there at the landmark. Oh, really? Familiar face. Thank you very much. So Ty was present. Was one of the judges.
Years on this month.
Sorry.
This year's edition was postponed.
Yes, was postponed. Yes, exactly. Oh, so you're very much familiar with our day-to-day.
Yeah.
Love that for you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that. Okay, so Ty, you have the audience, you have the crowd. Thank you.
Thank you. Do I have the permission of video to sit down?
Oh, you're sure you can sit down.
Because we are all sitting down, so let's just sit down and just. Okay. So like I said, my name is Ty. And I will be we'll just have a conversation for the next few minutes on how to leverage AI for upscaling and upskilling. It sounds like a very important topic. Okay, so I have this image here. Let's. Okay. I hope you can see my screen. Very visual people, so we usually need to use screens. So let me just bring up the notes here. Okay, before I bring up my notes, your job hunting, you are. Okay. Maybe the names again. I know we said names when we were answering the question. Okay, so let's say where you know my name, I don't know your name. It's not fair. Okay, so
My name is Said.
Said Adido, job hunt.
Yes.
Fantastic.
My name is Abdullah.
Abdullah, great.
Yeah.
Students of.
University of Ibadan.
Okay. What are you studying?
I'm studying Arabic language.
Fantastic.
Most of the time, I will not go to spend
Interesting. Agri sector. Great. Okay. Name and what you do.
Just to draw.
Yes, you do.
So I'm into brand strategy and communication. Freelancing.
Freelancer. All right, sir. Name and what you do. Valuable. Okay. You're an accountant. Fantastic. Okay. And what?
My name is Joshua. I work, in financial services industry, and I also run my edtech.
You run your
Edtech.
edtech. Okay. And you, sir?
My name is Victor Amunayo. I'm an entrepreneur.
You're an entrepreneur. Okay. What sector?
Agriculture.
Agriculture.
Yeah,
Okay. I'm sorry, because we're an agriculture. And you? What's the name?
Good morning.
The
Benedicta William, corporate compare and a data analyst that work for events.
So you do MC?
Yes, ma'am.
You can MC a wedding.
Corporate events.
You don't want to do wedding MC. Telling wedding jokes. Alright, great to meet everybody and great to be here. Hope we get to have an insightful conversation. Let's relax, okay? This is talking, okay? We're really just talking. Now imagine, let's just imagine with me. I know we are all in different spaces, but all of us desire big things, have we? Okay? Great, we desire very big things. I recently did a real life story. This happened to, I don't know the person physically, but some colleagues were telling me recently about a guy who happened to be in an elevator with the UN resident coordinator for Nigeria. So that's like the UN guy in Nigeria. So he didn't know. Okay, so he was, no, I think he then eventually found out. So he entered the elevator unknowingly, but then found out that the man was in the elevator with him. This was just so, the person telling me the story had just overheard the UN coordinator making his comments, and so was coming to justice with them. And so he said, so the guy introduces himself, my name is this, blah, 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 and so the UN man then says, okay, give me your elevator speed, big pitch in 3 minutes. The elevator is going on, so you have maybe it's not static. And so he says, my name is, I have something years of experience. He's still introducing himself, and then the elevator ride has finished, and that's it. And so the man had to tell him, next time, go and prepare yourself for when you have maybe 30 seconds to make the man I won't even say an impression, but give the man a reason to even tell you, let's continue talking.
Give me your card.
So you don't necessarily have that amount of time to impress as much as to offer some. they want to solve the problem. Let the man have something that he needs. Anyway, the idea is that we all will have at some point a big shot. I think everybody eventually gets a shot. Okay, it might be a shot at a job, it might be a shot at a client. It might be. If you look at everybody's strategy, no matter how you start or how things might be rough, there usually comes and it may not look like it, that's the thing, it may not look like the greatest of opportunities, but we always have a big shot. So imagine you have your big shot. Let's say pitching to Tony Elumelu himself, not the TEF team, but himself, his associates, and then he has now even, they had drinks Friday night, and he was talking with Oshibaju, I don't know who is or can we say, and he was talking with, let's say he was talking with Oshibaju, and he says, I'm having some young people come and tell me what they can do. Would you like to sit in? And then even as he's talking, he bumps into Ibupa Oshika, and then he say, what I mean Sunday afternoon? He said, no, we're just chilling. Okay, would you come and hear these young people with their brilliant ideas come and reach? And this you have to one of these. So you have a big shot of you want to make a presentation, right? You have 5 minutes, about what you can offer, right? Now, between now and tomorrow, I'm throwing it open to everybody. How are you going to prepare? What are you going to be doing? Everything you're going to just doing in preparation for the level before you give the is tomorrow. Okay? So between today for the next, let's say, 24 hours, can you just mention activities you will likely be doing in view of this meeting tomorrow? Anyway, maybe an activity.
First of all, personally, me coming in another it's not by chance, it's by preparation to have an after. Or being in the same room or being in the same space. None of us, none of us, excessively everything like normal process for one of the so for me, I just try to so based on the interaction is to places of meeting, will form places of preparation. So if I'm proposing, let's see what they do. The journey is a different many things. But it's what I as a man want to propose. And it's also what is needed for him. Doesn't be like that. It's what is needed for him over what is your own gain. Of course, you're going to gain the value of that. What is going to be the value to that person? So that when you are making your meeting or proposal or so whatever, you as a band, to remember as a person can have seen into the solution. But if it sounds like important, or just another ChatGPT, and it will like to turn down or things like that.
So you are going to take some time to get your presentation.
It's not a presentation,
or at least prepare for it. So like see how many hours do you think you want to would you use? Now again I want to clarify. I'm not just saying how long I'm just saying random activities you are going to do between today and tomorrow to do your this your meeting.
So the presentation can have slides and fantastic. I want to do that. So a lot of energy on put it to our fantastic. A lot of people put on getting the data and positioning the positioning is also some position like I said, for you to have the action is by is an opportunity. That probably will be more engaging conversation. So beyond just looking at that slide here or whatever, is looking at that, I don't know what you're doing. I think you can do one of your things that are here. So how do you manage your information process or something? You have to things like that. It's saying what presenting in his presence, what you think can don't think that was certainly results. So the other thing that is results. Results.
Yeah, so like I know it's your research like on how they can resonate so for example like let's say I work and then choose me what is finance, and let's say she's one of the legal academic and all of that. I'll see how I can resonate what I'm selling, what I'm building, or what I'm selling to them. Like bring them their see how they can resonate with that. Another thing would be yes, data, all those things are good. If you are they've seen so many content, they've seen so I mean personalizing it to them, maybe sharing a story, and then the backing of course to the data, all those kind of things are very important. Then showing like specifically how I want them to come on board. If they come on board, what's in it for them?
My problem generated something from Stator. It's not that it's not the charity. So we solve that problem and we have our financial to solve it.
Okay, beautiful, brilliant. Thank you very much. But now I'm going to throw in different sides to it. Okay. Now imagine it is 1 hour to your presentation. Okay. Now, what's the time now? Say this is 11:48. Your presentation is to be 12 noon tomorrow. Okay, so you had a whole day. You've gone on the internet. You've read, right? You've prepared. You've thought mentally. You've jotted down notes. You've done everything. You've tried to eat. You did your best to sleep. You know, all of that. Now, in trying to trying to maximize the time you had, isn't it? You said you don't have time to cook, right? So you quickly ordered Mama Oge, Iya Oge, and ate, you needed energy. And then 1 hour to your presentation, around 11 on Sunday, you were already at CMS. Your meeting is somewhere in Lekki. You're already at CMS, and you just hear in your stomach. You say no. It's one of those things. It's just one guy. I didn't eat this morning. We are still there. You take your cab, and you don't want to take bus because you need to package. So you shall do to CMS. Then you want to do Uber from Jumeri because you cannot do Uber from Ikorodu. So anyway, you do your Uber. But while in the Uber, things are not looking like they are getting better. Remember, you have Tony Lumelu, you have Buka Oshika, you have Oshikado that you are going to be sitting in front of, and your stomach is deciding to do. Just to tell you that the things that move the needle, the things that determine whether things go right or left, might not always be the yes. You can have all of the preparation that you've done all your preparation, done everything, and a very tiny factor tilts the balance of reality in a way you never expected it to go. Little things have immense power to drive the needle of big things. There's somebody that once said, big doors hang on small hinges. this big glass door behind you swings open or out with those very tiny hinges by which it is hanging. Small things move big windows. Okay, I'm not the originator of this. There's what you call, I'm sure you guys know the Pareto principle. 20% oftentimes is responsible for 80% of outcome. Let's even say, oh, she'll be having running stomach before your meeting with the big guys, it says your village people, or whatever. They have come from an important. Let's say that one is far. You don't have village people that will come and get you. Even in the world of all of your research, remember you have a 5-minute presentation, isn't it? So you can spend 5 hours, right? Going to Wikipedia, going to this, going to that, and you can have harvested so much information, and all that is required is maybe found on one single web page, right? So at the end of the day, only one web page will be responsible for a successful outcome in a 5-minute presentation, not 5 hours. Small hinges are responsible for swinging windows. It is not the multitude of action that matters. It is performing the right actions. I hope you would remember that. Okay? It's the background for wherever we're going. You see, as AI was supposed to be talking about, don't worry, we'll get to AI. But you must remember, whether you're job hunting, whether you're running a business, it is not how many things I'm able to do that matters. It is my ability to do the right things. And if you go back to, so let's go back to the image on my screen. Premiership is on with me. This is September, so it's just about a month old. Who is leading the table now? Arsenal. Arsenal. Man City. Man City won the last one, wasn't it? Chelsea. Arsenal was winning. Yeah, you were second one. This is last one. Are you serious? Never ever think that somebody will have to run away. But how are you doing now? What are you doing? I don't want you to retire. I'm sympathetic towards the particular so I think that will rise. Who is so they are second now? Who is third now? They are third now. Who is second? Liverpool. I'm also a little sympathetic towards it now. So I try to buy Man City number one. Unless you say you have your towards the end of the season. Right? Two clubs are trying to compete for the top position. Nobody is going to give points for ball position. Maybe I don't know that part. Does anybody go up the table for fantastic ball position, great defending, wonderful striking? If I give the audience a show, what moves you up the table? How do you get points? You score. You win by scoring one goal. Put the ball in the net. Isn't it? If you dribble from 9 to 12, you attack, you defend, you work on substitutes, shout, dance, fight. What makes you win? Score. And scoring has a definition. The ball was entered in the net. It was not close to the net. It was only 2 inches from the net. It didn't enter. If you did not enter, it didn't enter. That's simple. What moves you all? Must enter. Again, back to what I said. It is not the multitude of activities, but what right activities. Always say, has a key. Every problem has a solution. Okay? It is hitting the right things that move the needle, not doing anything. Remember, do all the strike, do all of that. So far as you don't get the ball in the net, you're not moving on today. Okay, I'm still here. And I don't worry. So let's go. Now I know what the former speaker said, and it's a great place for me to start. Yes. Oh no, you can let's so that I'll take everything together.
I was going to refer to the parable and the kind of like revelation that we brought out of is saying someone that needed information and he has to go through several websites before getting the single information that maybe that was what he was looking for. Right? But if he knew what he was looking for, he wouldn't have come to the So does it count as you getting to the answer, the point, or the process you've gone through? Like, if you haven't gone through the process, then you wouldn't have gotten to the answer. You wouldn't have known this is the right answer that you want. Then, if you then need to validate the center of your work, then it means you will never get to choose it. So,
that is a very good question. I want you to hold it, and I promise I'll get it to it.
One kind of like comparison is analysis, right? Say, Michael Jordan, say both kind of like training 4 hours a week or 4 hours a week. Then there's another activity to train the same talent as you train 4 hours 30 seconds a week. Then it means at some point this is a better activity than because you train more, right? Then at that point, it doesn't mean that if it doesn't mean that 3 seconds after you can make the winner or the entire process that you have to do.
I think that's a very honest about process. And business business if I business is just the same process. So let's backtrack into together. Saying I don't know what the former sister was talking about when she was speaking about creativity, talked about code. Very interesting. I saw some action I did this was about then of course BlackBerry, very BlackBerry system. Then but there was one business that actually was able to overcome this that we don't and so Lego was building blocks. People make building blocks for children. Those building blocks. Get to jobs of venture coming obsolete because children now playing with the taps and they are doing Roblox and all those other things. Very few children now sit down with some, but it's not selling as in days when that was all that children, all manner of building blocks. But now this is the lesson when it comes to this is what we bring it to where we're going. Because the chairman now or something, his grandson was able to present an idea or was able to accept an idea even and introduce it to the business. That was what helped them to find a completely new stream of income. How many of you have seen the Lego movie? You can check, you've seen the Lego movie. So they now have a whole franchise of movies. They've done DC comics like Superman, all of that in Lego form. It's a whole animation kind now in the form of Lego. So we have movies, we have short series that guys gather Lego in design style to make that branding. Movies in Ghana, there's a whole new income stream and then big now that everybody now games that are using that. But they have to go and find new things because somebody was able to assist. Now, coming back to where we are now within our AI conversation. So, I mentioned earlier that it is not about the dribbling or the multitude of actions that you do, but about the right actions. And sorry is what determines whether you win. Now, as either an entrepreneur or a real person, it is very, very important to be able to ask yourself, where? One of the powerful things you can do. Remember we're talking about upskilling and upskilling, which is what is talking about. One of the most powerful things you can do for your growth is being able to honestly assess yourself. The worst thing you can do is lying to yourself. And I think that you like to do it. maybe on one hand, we frame what we see about ourselves. On the other hand, there's a lot of self, insecurity. I mean, it's all of us. I have now consciously be able to tell yourself the truth and do it often. So being able to ask yourself where exactly in my career, where am I put a definition to this point? Okay, what am I doing? Right? It is when I says where am I? Okay. Then ask where am I supposed to be? Now after asking where I want to be, then let's ask final question, what do I need to go where I'm going to be? Then you bring AI. Okay? So first, upskilling or upskilling, being able to ask yourself honest question, where am I right now? If Kodak or BlackBerry had been able to just honestly assess, are people still buying what they say? Why? Do you get my point? Okay. What is even working that I'm doing? So let's break it down. How do we assess systems? If you first things first, you can't review what you did before. Okay? Which means you must have the goals before you can say whether installed or not installed. If a form which does not have the goals, nobody can be a winner. There's no target. There has to be a target. As nice as that sounds, bring it down to your own effort. What's your own target? Now, target is not vision. Vision is what I'd like to be saying of just a great, just a job. That's a target is a very specific, measurable, right? Achievable, brilliant, positive, time bound. Okay, so in the next 3 months, what do you want? Your business, your own career. Oh, in 3 months, I want to have done this, and then they go to measure it. Okay? So first thing first is developing the culture of targets. So you can start small, but don't worry that why not it. It's harder to have targets than you want to be. A lot of times people say, that's why I said target because I wasn't trying to it. That's not the point. Build yourself into kind of some things in the form of targets. Okay? Now targets may not be, it may not have to be this huge fancy thing. And don't just wait. Don't please don't harm yourself by living a life of trying to do this. This is not just a life. Because you keep setting these targets for yourself. Everybody has their own journey. No. Your journey is not the same as another person's journey. To measure yourself with another person's target is foolishness. Because your own is different. Okay? So, but don't stress yourself especially, push yourself, disappointed, discouraged, except to sensitive reasoning targets. That's okay, so now these are something. I said, I was not the fewer the better. After 20 times, I'm teaching 2020. Or 2024, and 2024 things. Not necessarily. So we analyze what are the big things that I want to achieve. Okay? You can use that. It's not as possible. It's not something. So what I analyze what don't be one big area. So like a big thing you want to achieve. This is I want to have landed a job in task by the end of the year. Okay? Right. Now this is where I'm now going to. Periodic regular review. It's very important. Weekly review. Take a 30 minutes time every week. And just ask yourself, What's working? What's going on? Always start with what's working. Don't start with what's working. Because you just less time. But what's working? Okay? Reviews. What am I doing that is working at this system? Okay? What am I doing? What's working? Or what have you doing right at this business? If you are running business, what's bringing money? I used to run in a startup at the time, in writing, sort of like what is just and I just this thing doing. So there are many things there. I noticed that in a lot of questions you have where flyer business. When you can't charge a lot of flyer because people do flyer. Whereas if everybody has a valid order, you can't be charged a lot of flyers because if you go to show, if you go to just go too far. Every correct you see flyer. So you can't really charge. So we know we're very busy. Plenty. I was not thinking this. How much? After we city, then you see me 3 or 4 logos designs, which I enjoy doing by far other than flyers. But you can charge a lot, especially in nice businesses. And you see 3 or 4 logos design was almost extreme of flyer design. But if you not stop to even ask what are we doing? No, because digitally we are very easy. By the time we give you the show you guys how we're going, things to do. And I said that you make it make it conscious rather to stop. Okay? And ask yourself first. This is spending 5 hours. What is it bringing me? Okay? What is it? How much? I spent 10 hours on this every day. What does it translate to? What is the produce? What is the fruit of this is the I spent this number of time speaking in business. I spent this amount of money hanging down to the friends. What is it giving? Okay? So assessing yourself. And then the SWOT analysis is another example. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, strengths, something internal, and puts you at an advantage. A weakness is something internal that's personal to you, that puts you at a disadvantage. An opportunity is something external that gives you an advantage where you live. Something that is external to you, an advantage. And influence, okay, is something that is external to you, but can potentially be an advantage. Okay. So here we go. Now why did I take so much time to do all of that? It is because primarily now this is why it took so much time to give ourselves the background. What is artificial intelligence? I don't know if anybody has ever tried to ask, but we hear a lot of AI. It's one of the most popular words to do. It's important. Here what it is first of all. It's the ability of the computer control system
this is really where we want to narrow down to perform tasks associated with intelligence needs. Okay? You're basically just trying to create something that can mimic what the human can do. Right? That's what AI is. Proficiency, I think, is new technology. Yes, portfolio system. Okay, let's now, just because, for example, let's say you have hiring the system. Now, we're not going to just count site on our site. And say we have, let's say we have 30 laborers that help to put this thing in work. But there are 30 people in this organization. Can't one of them write it. It doesn't work that way, isn't it? You have a specific set of tasks, right? That you want this person to do. And because of tasks you want this person to do, it guides who exactly you are calling to do. So anybody comes in to interview, all of us now, human management is sitting down. We are going to be looking out for ability to perform strength, stick that, which will give you years of experience. They are things now asking questions to determine all these things. Okay? Now remember what said on the previous slide. Let's go back. What's the Okay? So now let's go back to where we're coming from. What did I say first? I said, where am I? Where do I want to go? What do I need to go where I want to go? Okay? All that artificial intelligence does, and mind you, we are only scratching the surface. I'm going to show us a few examples. I can't exhaust all the examples. We'll share a few examples of how people have used AI, what exactly AI is, okay, or the specific examples. But I want you to know that as AI or as that opportunities to perform tasks that would have needed people to do for us. Okay? But you can't ask somebody to do something if you don't even know what you want them to do. Isn't it? And the person you ask to do something for you, you must have determined that they have the ability to do it. So clearly defining what your goals are, where you are, okay? Remember those periodic reviews, where do I want to go? Your smart goals. Now what do I need to get to where I want to go? Let's move a little forward. Now AI research has generally focused on these 5 things. And you will see the different examples of all these things. There are 5 areas that for now AI research has focused on. Remember what it tries to do. It tries to create or it tries to replicate what humans do, intelligent beings, their tasks. It is down to tasks, performing tasks. Okay? It is always down to the tasks that it performs. Now the first set of tasks that are common to intelligent beings, this is not all the things intelligent beings do. For example, you notice here that emotions is not on this list. They may get there right now, but they may be doing it, but it is not on the forefront now of what they are offering to us as AI. Okay? Learning. You have all your machine learning, you see all of that. The idea of that aspect of computer, or the aspect of intelligent beings that refers to learning, is being able to take in new data, right? You are processing it and it starts to expand the library of knowledge or awareness, okay, that you have. So just that thing of being able to take in what is around you and extract knowledge from it. For example, if I'm walking down this place and I hit my leg on the chair, learning is that the next time I'm coming and I'm walking, my brain knows that there is a tendency to hit the leg on the chair. That memory is stored as knowledge. So I'm able to shift my leg because I have learned something. It's how they say children learn by, you touch fire, it burns them. The next time they don't put their hand in the fire. Okay? An intelligent being is able to have experience and gather it, extract knowledge from it. Now, what does that have to do with you? If what you need requires research, that is a knowledge base, the AI is currently able to support you in providing information for you. Okay? You get that? So like our example in the initial phase where you have a meeting with Tony, instead of spending all your time trying to extract data from yourself, you can employ the use of artificial intelligence to just give you what it has already learned. That's one. So Microsoft has embedded in it AI. Oh, you may not only have just ChatGPT, we'll come to what ChatGPT is, but many tools now incorporate the use of artificial intelligence. It's just learning, being able to have gathered data and extract knowledge from it. Okay? Let's go to the second one, reasoning. Reasoning is usually of 2 kinds. There's one that's called deductive reasoning. That is like, if you say, I am either in the market or in the barber's salon, right? Remember, I've said the statement is I'm either in the market or in the barber's salon, which means if I am not in the market, where am I? In the barber's salon. It's either or. So that's reason, that's deductive reasoning. Artificial intelligence is able to reason between 2 two separate possibilities. Okay? Is it here or there? So it can answer. This is particularly important in things like medical diagnosis. Okay? Where, for example, all of this indicates malaria. Therefore, if somebody has malaria, then they must have all these symptoms. Okay? The other side of reasoning is what we call inductive. That's the more like coming to we call it an inference, like you have in science. Normally, if you have A, B, and C, you are likely to have D. Right? If somebody is shaking and they are coughing, let me remove coughing. If somebody is shaking, their body is hot, they are tired, they are not able to sleep, they are likely to have malaria. They may or may not have malaria, but the likeliness is have malaria. A machine being able to collect this data and say, perhaps this. You have things like machines that, no, it's not even machine. Even as simple as when you play chess with the computer, or these games, when you play video games. You play video games with computer. It's artificial intelligence. It's not only robust intelligence. That's being able to, so the computer is able to recognize your move and also make its own calculated decision. Okay, are we still here?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, so good. Now, problem solving, that's easy. You have, it's a simple thing like what you have with robots doing, where you have a task. How can I say you have who is that? Okay, Barry is an accountant. Let's say you have all these inputs from cost and sales in the month, and you want to find a trend, right? So you run this thing. It helps you to take out, just process everything and give us a trend inside. Or let's say you want your computer to organize the data, okay, into something that is understandable. This is what a human being would have done. You sit down with your ledgers and you put everything, you just run it through the program and it helps to sort things into points or places. Okay, that's like what you have the problem solving. Perception is what you have with self-driving cars. Okay, somebody was telling me that she entered a self-driving car recently. Just describing the experience. Said it felt so surreal. Like you actually sit at the back seat and watch the car go. Now, the idea is you create a model that is able to, it has sensory or mimics sensory organs, eyes, ears, touch. It's just able to sense, to heat, it's able to sense, the cameras are able to see, there's inputs for hearing. It's just able to, like a human being, perceive the environment, but not just perceive, make an analysis. Analysis in the sense that should I go there or should I not go there? Okay? So it's of course layers and layers, but as simple as something has a temperature sensor that says this place is hot. The temperature sensor is able to give a signal to tires that shift back. Okay? But you are really just trying to mimic what human beings do. You don't enter fire willingly. If something is hot, you move back. Okay? So receive sensory signals and then analyze it to know whether go or no go and make a decision. Okay? And then the final is language. This is the one that is most popular, it's very common with us now. And that's ChatGPT, things like ChatGPT. Language models are trying to really mimic conversation, okay? Not mimic conversation per se. But how do human beings interact with language? we learn language, okay? We learn the basics of language, we're able to respond to it, we're able to hear and respond. So it's like having a conversation. So you can actually have a conversation with ChatGPT. Although ChatGPT is one of the main language models, but it's supposed to be this very smart person. But the idea is that it's not as much as it's a language model. It gathers all of the data it can get, and so that it can speak to you and answer your questions. Okay? Because it's not perfect in the sense that you can actually ask things and not get the right answer. But just so you know that it's not, ChatGPT is not created so that you can help you write essays and write. It's a language model. It is to mimic language. The idea is that it is to be able to answer you when you speak or respond. You hear me and are responding to me. You try to create a computer system that can do the same thing. But then what they want to do, I guess, is have an infinite amount of knowledge. So whatever you ask, it has an answer for you. Okay? Now, talking about ChatGPT, let's go into a few, just till I'm out of your faces, just stories now, case studies of what AI can do, what it can't, what it. But before we do that, let's track back to where we're coming from. Assess where am I? Okay. What's 2? Where I'm going to? What's 3? What do I need to get to where I'm going to? So this is, you know what AI can do or can't do for you. Of course, left to go and check and research all that you want, but when you know what you need to get to where you go, you can employ it as you would an assistant or human resource for whatever you need for it to do. Let me give you an example. Now, I'll give you gone wrong and not gone wrong. I'll start with ChatGPT, as I said, because I know that that's always very popular. So I was going to write an email. I had a meeting, I was to have a meeting with some people, and they did not show up for the meeting. Now, we had been informing them about the meeting for a while, and at the time of the meeting, maybe 1/3 of them attended, and it was an online meeting. So I was going to write an email to them. Now, some of these people are a bit high profile. It's a mix. So I knew my words had to be careful. But the truth is, 2/3 of them had ignored us. But how do you? So somebody said,
And you did verse.
The verse. Not just me. All of us did verse. So how do you now?
Present in a way that you
present it in a way? So somebody said, I should go.
You
You need to. We need to know that you did us this, but we shall have to show respect. So how do we do it? So now said, put it on ChatGPT so I wrote my ChatGPT prompt. How do you write an email? Give me the text of an email to this kind of people, that kind of thing. So I looked at it. Of course, I changed some things, but I used the frame that ChatGPT gave to me, and I sent the email. I now got more feedback, not from the people who sent email to, but from another person on the team. These are now a higher person on the team now. Inside that email, one of the things that ChatGPT put was, while we understand your busy schedules. Now, on the surface, that sounds like we are very respectful. But he now said, the truth is what you just told them is, it is okay to be absent when you are busy. Like, we were not useful.
Tonality.
The tone. I said, wow. That's one thing you can't, and that was the case of, a case of expecting too much from a model that is simply trained to speak to me, is not in my situation, does not understand my context. Its purpose was designed to have a conversation with me and answer questions based on its knowledge base. In its knowledge base, that's what it has, and it gave me. But it's talking with me. My context is entirely different. Okay? Have I been a bit more strategic? Or just even sat down and written the email myself?
So, can I chip in something?
Please go ahead.
So with that kind of situation with AI chat prompt, I think ChatGPT is not really it's a very for the lack of a better word, it's not effective, it's nonsense. And I'm going to break it down. So there's this tool called Perplexity, right? Perplexity is also an AI. But the way it works is that like what you're trying to talk about in your own something with your own context, not just the general response, but contextually to the environment. And that tool makes you break down your context and situation. So the responses you get, you have like an tailor it into your own vibe. I said I said in this way. What about so and now what responses is also providing to you is also data backed, data sources, WikiHow, or maybe you're trying to profile someone. How you guys should respond to it to the email, or because you made reference to his brand. He's going to profile to the email, look at his strength, literally show his strengths and cognitive and his problems, his issues and all of that. Tell you how you should respond or write your response. So the kind of situation you are in, if you use like Perplexity for example, you can build up points and still arrive at a very so you have like 5 variations of different responses.
I think that's brilliant because that illustrates what we're saying. It says that each tool has what it is designed to mimic in human intelligence. Okay? So while ChatGPT is simply a language model, it's not good or bad, and it's not smart or unsmart. It is essentially what it was designed to do. Okay? It is designed to communicate. For communication is based on data that is stored. So it's just telling you what it knows, but it's designed to respond to have a conversation. It's like you're sitting with a friend and you're talking. How can I do this? The friend's advice may be good or bad. But I'm saying this so that you don't see it as what it says is correct. Then your next cover letter, you just put it in ChatGPT and you take it and you go down paper. It's a language model it's like talking to. So the same way you would filter your conversation with your friend, you filter what it has told you. There's good advice there, there's okay, this might work, this might not work. It's trying to mimic you get a conversation. Okay? So there's that. Now, but there's another way that it has done, that I've been able to use it that was quite useful. And again, because it's like sitting with a friend and asking, or a friend that knows a lot, let's put it down. But not that knows all the things in the universe, but knows a lot. Okay. So there was a team that I happened to work with for a short time. We were trying to do a project together. They wanted to develop a service for homeschoolers in the US. So at this, apparently, because of all the shootings and all that been happening in the US, that was last year. There was that school shooting, I think, in no, not Texas. Was it Texas? This preschool shooting. So there have been all of that. So you now find, especially black, in fact, migrant parents, first generation, second generation immigrants, Africans who had relocated, we're now really looking more to homeschool their children. So it became a thing. People homeschooling was starting to become a thing. And so they wanted to run a service for homeschoolers, give them resources, all of that. Now, it's a new area, it's a new field. First of all, you want to research and map. Then we wanted to try and create let's even say, content calendar for posting. And so, if you then ask ChatGPT, what would a content calendar for a social media account targeted at homeschoolers look like? Again, it's like having a conversation with a friend across the table, a friend that knows a lot. And so it gave advice, okay, homeschoolers probably do this, probably do that. Because this is new. It's not something that a lot of people have done already. And so we don't have the data. You need this our friend with a lot of information to talk to. Okay? And so ChatGPT was able to give this and that. Now we say, okay, we took that out. That took the information out, then it's the specific content now in terms of what homeschoolers need to know. ChatGPT was able to give pretty good advice. It's advice. So you take it, you read it, or you start again having a conversation with a friend. You read the advice, this looks good. Okay? And then you move on. Now you can then use content generation AI magazine. I'll show you. I think I should be able to find it. There's a video that you surprised me, was entirely done by AI, which is the aspect of AI called generative AI. It's further than that of your problems, which is creating new things from what is currently exists. Women.
Understand your child's learning style. Does your child learn better visually, orally, kinesthetically, and so on? The kind of content and exercises that work best will depend on this. Know your state or country's requirements. Research the legal requirements for homeschooling in your area. Some places have specific guidelines regarding subjects about what should be covered, tested, and reported. Consider your teaching style. What are your own teaching preferences and strengths? Some curricula are teacher-intensive, while others are tailored towards independent learning. Explore different educational styles.
The more you use video there, the voice, the animation, the text, and the idea is that you can employ those. So rather than me sending my content to all, okay? All those will illustrate to the human resource. You define what you need it to do, and it does it for you. Now, if they are able to do video recording for me, perhaps don't expect too much from me. Okay? You know, okay, this is the work, this is the class, for what I need. Let's employ this thing to do what I need to do. Okay? There are people right now, for example, artists who use artificial intelligence to do their art. And the areas are close to it. Like I mentioned, medical labs, utilizing AI, for example, doctors utilizing AI and just to get to an inference faster. This is president, that is president, this is president, therefore, this is like. And so you can achieve a diagnosis very quickly, much faster than you would have in the period 20 years ago. This is the benefit of field. In finance, the AI is used to extract trends and in the data or in financial data. You can use AI within seconds, organize your data, and be able to see where is the outline here, where is the outline here. Able to recognize trends. All of it come under that mention. So back to what we said when we hire. It's you determining what's the job you need this particular to do for you. And then deploy it, right? For that purpose. Okay? Assess where you are. Okay? Know where you are, so define where you are going, and then what do you need to get. If at this point you need a research assistant, what AI tools can I use for research? We have mentioned language models and the complexity, indicators of complexity, internal complexity. ChatGPT is one you have.
Maybe characteristics. I think we need to follow that language. Maybe not that perception.
It looks like and so the thing with this that they more then have more possibilities. We will have image generation. By the way, a lot of all images, all the images are used to display AI from world guides to the robots. If you look very closely, you see that the hands are able to
Some people if you say AI,
if you study it, then but your first instinct is not to think.
This, and it's also to
They don't think it is. They will now have that told you, now start to see influence. But your first instinct is not. Yours is illustrating that sometimes it doesn't job. Where I have told an assistant, can you help me get an image of the football guy standing in front of the post, and the person is checking on the splash, checking all the buttons, and they're trying to find the image. And just it doesn't develop in a generated area, and I got an image. Okay? But I knew what I wanted, and that's really all I was. And I knew what I wanted. And I don't type, can you give me an image that talks about 80 to 80? It is really to lot of words. I already had a picture of what I wanted, and I asked it very specific. Give me an image of a football, but my prompt was an African footballer standing in front of a goal post. You will only be able to get the most out of AI when you are able to identify what is exactly you want. It is not the abundance of activity. Okay? That gets my head. It's the right activity. So it's not the whole utility AI. It's just that the ability people don't hire everybody. You hire what you want. Okay? So define first what you need. What exactly the tasks you need for completion. Which will only be if you know where you are and where you are versus what are the gaps. Right? Where you want to go and what you need to get where you want to go. Okay? And so, as you are asking, you also know the pitfalls and the weaknesses. When you hire someone, if you hire somebody for IT, and that day, you have a program, and you need somebody to take pictures, actually you are doing IT, you show how to handle phone, and basically take pictures, almost all pictures, your hand is behind the camera. You can't beat it there. They say the IT is important than you. So when you are asking if any AI program to what might not necessarily be in its jurisdiction to offer, be very take whatever advice. Alright? That's out of time.
Yes.
Maybe I should let me go and just take it. Okay. In case there are questions, I do go to class. And then we general or present any questions. Any questions? Ask the question.
Do you have no questions, no comments? All right. Thank you very much. Okay. Please a round of applause. So, right about now, we're going to be going on our lunch break. And when we're going to have one more session and then we're going to go holiday. So I'll give you the refreshments now, you just be here and give. In the meantime, please get to know each other, that beyond you to get together, we are able to get everybody else's names. So at the end of the lunch break, there will be an assignment where you tell me 2 things you heard about someone you met here today. So yes, while you're eating, this was assignment. Alright, thank you guys so much. Bye-bye.
which is if you don't know where you're going, there's no favorite team. Where are you? Where are you going?
Alright guys, we're rounding up with our lunch break and our lunch conversations. I hope no one forgot the assignments because I will be asking. So, alright. Hello. Hi. What's your name? Elvis. Okay, I'm Emily. So who are the two people you met? No, can't be. Can't be. Who did you meet? You met who? Okay, so tell me two things about Emily. You believe? No, you should have met me. You said we met over the break. Since who?
Since my judgment from
Your judgment?
anchoring the event.
No, I'm a paid MC. I don't know anything about events.
Yes, for this period you work with them indirectly.
No, I don't want to effects. I don't even know who they are. So, you did not do your assignments. You did not do your assignments. That's what that means. Okay, so tell me about your friend who called, who used my hotspot to text you to come here. Right, two things.
So, this is Joshua.
Okay, hi
Joshua, yeah, he runs an tech.
Oh, okay, that's fun. Okay.
So, what he do is they literally train students.
Would you like to use my also?
So, yeah, they train students. So, it's about connecting students with companies that we do internships with.
Oh, okay.
Now, it's also, we just started another startup where they train students on freelance. Not just students, I mean young professionals. I just finished the training, where I trained for the bachelor.
Oh, that's impressive. That's very impressive. Nice to meet you and your business. Okay, so what did you meet? Why are you doing this? Come on, guys. Ty and Elvis. Okay, so tell us two things about Ty.
She works at UN, World Intellectual Property Organization in Africa. She works in communication.
I saw you things have like a good 5-10 minutes. I read that from her bio on my phone. So
So our conversation was not I think we were talking to her.
But when you had a conversation, what was the insights that you got? She taught me how to, she gave me some advice on how to.
Yeah. Business I also have like a 9 to 5 and
Wow. Well, you founded two ventures. You also.
Right. Okay. And so I just got an insight on what she's currently doing with the 9 to 5 and talking about her previous she also was doing entrepreneurship. I just got insight from that basically. So yeah.
Alright. Thank you very much. Who am I coming to next? Hi. Your name? I didn't get your name. What's your name? Badiwo. My name is Emily. So who did you meet?
I was able to meet us. I was hoping I would be able to meet others.
But
I did that little time to meet others.
Okay. So that means what you know about the one person you met must be extensive then. So let's have it.
Okay, this is Victor.
Okay. Hi Victor. Sorry?
An entrepreneur.
Oh, okay.
Into agriculture.
Oh really? Palm oil. Oh,
okay. So he's trying to bring into the space of agri-tech.
Okay.
Trying to bring tech and agriculture together.
How?
He's trying to make it seamless.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
okay.
We're talking about eggs. We're talking about eggs and then people actually get into buy it.
Okay. Alright. Nice to meet you, Victor.
Yeah.
So who did you speak to?
I wasn't there where the assignment was given out, but
I
think I did.
Well, I still saw you moving around the room.
So
the only person that did the assignment was the person that wasn't here when they gave the assignment.
So
far.
I spoke to sorry. He's into banking and is looking
into
banking.
Okay.
Finance, and is looking to transition into technology.
Okay.
Like think data scientists.
Okay.
And he's trying to weigh the option between PM and data scientists and tech world as a whole, which I think is very interesting to know what you're going into before you actually try to put too much energy into it. So yeah, I think it's on the right path.
Okay.
I did speak with
Yeah. Yeah, Said. Sorry, I'm very bad with names. I have to write it.
Okay.
Mr. Said is a UI US, and we actually spoke about okay, UI US and product designer because I happen to actually need a product designer for my business. That was good. Yeah, and he was able to actually differentiate. Means he actually knew what you're doing to be able to know that okay, this is what you do, and in a world what the different, there are some things that may mean different things somewhere else, and different may not be that big, may just be lorry lines or something like that. And that was good.
Thank you very much, Rachel. So in 1 minute, because we have to jump into our next presentation, less than 1 minute, who did you meet and what did you learn?
I meet Sister Benedicta.
Okay. She said she's not Sister Benedicta, she's Benedicta.
Benedicta. I don't know much about Infix.
Okay.
And she explained everything to me.
Oh, okay.
I'm very impressed.
Okay. Thank you. Who else did you speak to?
And Brother Said.
Well, you came together?
No, we didn't come together.
Okay, you met here. Oh, okay, fair enough. Because I introduced him. What should you in together?
I didn't see much about Brother Said.
Oh, alright. Very quickly.
So I'm Said by name. I met Mr. Remy and Abdullah. So Remy is an entrepreneur. So he might need my service, so we exchange contacts. And also Abdullah is a student of University of Ibadan.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you all so much. All right. So we're moving into our last session for the day, and really, I'm very excited for this session because I got a chance to preview it, and I think it's going to be so much fun. All right. And it's going to be taken by, she's here already, Ife Umona, who leads the corporate strategy team at Apex. So Ife is the head of corporate strategy at Apex, where she leads the development of strategic initiatives to inform business decisions, address challenges, and identify growth opportunities. Her work spans research, grant acquisition, strategy development, and close collaboration with internal and external stakeholders to support FX's mission of advancing food security and agricultural sustainability in Africa. With extensive international experience in development, gender, agriculture, health, and nutrition, Ife has held a lot of interesting roles, I'm going to tell you, at organizations such as WHO. She also served as the co-CEO of Nourishing Africa and co-founded Query Collective. Ife holds a first-class bachelor's degree in social science, majoring in international relations, sociology, and gender and transformation from the University of Cape Town, South Africa. All right, round of applause for Ife one time. I have to use the mic, right? Okay, you don't have to be fair. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Is that okay? Yes. Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Today we're going to be very interactive because there are enough of us to go in and out and have a free-flowing discussion. I don't want it to be me talking. So today I am going to. Oh, sorry, I'll use mine. So today I'm going to be discussing how to pitch your business from both a design and PowerPoint and how it should look, also to how you should talk about it, how you should package it. Because at the end of the day, you might be changing the world in what you're doing, but if it is not presentable, if it is not inspiring, if people don't look at it and say, oh, I want to buy that or I want to be a part of it, nothing will happen. You will not scale, or you will not get the traction you need. So packaging has a very bad reputation linked to the name, but it is as important as the business itself. So the flow in which we're going to do this is, I'm going to pitch something to you, and then we'll take it from there. So I want to introduce you to the first self-cleaning backpack. As you might know, forget the name for now, we all have backpacks. If you're a child, you go to school, you have a bag. If you're going to work, you have a bag. If you're coming for a masterclass, you have a bag. The issue with these bags is that over time, they get dirty.
in the outside, at the bottom of the bag, it is draining. There should be no need in life that you have to take out everything, particularly when this is, whether it's a handbag or a bag itself. It is very draining that you have to remove everything and start shaking it so that you can clean the bag. And at some point, even at shaking it, that is not enough. You might have to discard it. And this might be your treasured position. This might be something that you spend lots of money on. It might be important to you. So I'm here to tell you that I have discovered a way to make this easier. As I said, messy backpacks or dirty backpacks have health risks. It is inconvenient, it is annoying, it is frustrating, and we need to change that. We have discussed how AI is revolutionizing the way we think and do some of the tasks that we used to spend hours doing. So why are we still cleaning our backpacks? Why can it not just be solved immediately? And our fix at Slick Slack, which is what we have called ourselves, is that we have created effortless self-cleaning backpacks that use UV rays to ensure that from a health perspective, from a cleanliness perspective, and just from a convenience perspective, you are able to go about your lives knowing that there's one less thing that you have to do, whether it's for yourself, whether it's for your children, whether it's for your little brother or your little sister or your friend. And as you can see, we have eco-friendly materials, so you're not polluting the earth. We know that we have to save the planet as it is. And the designs are shaped and created to fit your lifestyle. We have a range of different styles, unique to your taste and to your lifestyle, fit for purpose for what it is you do, whether you're a runner, or you're into athletics and you need that, whether it's for quick gym use or whether it's for work purposes where you need to be able to fit 2 laptops in, whether it's food related, whatever the case may be, we have you covered. So when we look at why or how, and let me rephrase it saying that I'm pitching to you as an investor, so I am asking you for money. When we look at the potential, as I said earlier, everybody uses a backpack. If I am a child, whether I'm a student, university student, or I am working, even if I work in a financial institution, you will see financiers with backpacks, with labeling and the likes. You see it as part of corporate gifts. It is part of businesses' brands that they give as tools, same way you might give out a pen. So the market is wide. And when we look at our SLM, which is essentially our easy targets, this is the revenue that is open for opportunity with a wider range as it is. So how do we make money? Currently we are working through 3 different channels, mainly being direct sales, subscription services, where we're able to launch new upgrades similar to a phone subscription. And then we also have collaborations, as I said, given the availability of branding and the likes, collaborations with other stakeholders such as finance institutions, microfinance banks, AFEX, and the likes have purchased a lot of our backpacks, which has been helpful in the growth of our business. So, I am here to tell you and to show you that our revenue growth over the next 3 years, or for the past 3 years, have been, our revenue growth for the next 3 years are projected to be $2 million. And this is through multiple research and development. This is through segmenting and accessing some of the target audiences that we have scoped out and we've engaged. It's just a case of you having that liquidity to develop the product. And that is why I am here today to ask you to join the clean revolution. And how do we know that this product is working? We have seen that over 10,000 unique individuals have purchased our backpacks from across the globe, either online or through direct sales. We have seen the buzz online, and we know that in this day and age, if you're not trending online, you're essentially nowhere to be found. We've established key partnerships with the likes of big businesses that have helped us push our product forward. And we've seen very good positive responses from very critical markets such as mothers, who are our #1 champions because we've removed one less burden from their really hectic schedules. So this is just a quick timeline as to our expansion plan. If we were to seek or to get the funding that we need. And over the next 12 months, we aim to ensure that we'll be able to scale and meet the demand. So currently, while we have the demand, we're unable to meet it due to the lack of funding we need to produce the 6 lakhs as we have it. So I'm here to ask you for $5 million for 12% equity within the 6 lakh business, and you don't want to miss out on this opportunity. We know that we, as I said, have the market, and we want to use this funding for sales and marketing, research and development, as well as to increase our staff strength to ensure that we're able to churn out our products first locally, regionally, and then worldwide. So, as I said, during the Clean Revolution, this is our team. And yeah, I'll be happy to take questions, but thank you very much. Okay, so you have a question? Oh, no, that was part of my pitch.
Yes. No. So where should I send the money to?
Oh, yeah. Lovely.
It's impressive.
Thank you. So, in essence, I was selling, let me not say I was selling rubbish, but I was selling something that really doesn't exist. But what I think, or what I really believe is that you have to believe in what it is you're selling, even if it does not exist. There is no self-cleaning backpack, although it is a brilliant idea, and I hope one day someone looks into it, because it will save particularly mothers a lot of time in their lives. But for me, when it comes to pitches and presentations and all that, it's just confidence. And it is packaging things in a way that is, one, applicable to your audience, two, that is digestible. You're not using big words, you're not using things that people don't understand because you think that big words make sense. It doesn't always make sense. You need to know the room, read the room. And it needs to be attractive. It needs to be aspirational, it needs to be exciting. And even if you're doing something that a million other people are doing, we are not the only maize aggregators as AFEX in the world, let alone in Lagos. You have to sell a story that makes sense to your audience and that is captivating and is part of a movement that you said. You know, with Instagram, when everyone started using Instagram, you felt left out if you weren't on Instagram. You felt left out if you weren't on Facebook because of the story behind it and how you're making connections, you're meeting new people, and you might meet the love of your life, and you might meet your next boss, and you might meet this person and that person. Even though most of us did not. So today, I'm going to now go into the deeper, and please, if you have any questions at any time, just feel free. I'm going to go into the intricacies of pitch deck, both writing and presentation. So I'll be sure to explain in the correct manner. But first, as I said, first impressions matter. So when you are presenting, you have the choice, and I believe that it depends on what it is you're selling. If you're selling a dream, if you're selling a product, or if you're selling an idea, there are different ways you go about it. You also need to do some background work to say, if I'm selling a dream to people who don't believe in dreams, I've already made a mistake. So I need to ensure that the people I'm speaking to are the people that would even entertain my existence and what it is I'm trying to do. Otherwise, you're wasting your time. And within that first impressions matter, this morning I woke up and I wanted to wear sweats and literally did not do anything. But I was like, okay, I'm not talking to financiers, I'm not talking to, people that I am genuinely asking for money, but I also have to look presentable. So there is a way in which you need to connect. If I came in a suit today, it would be weird. Just as weird as had I come in my pajamas. So you need to know where you stand and know your audience before anything else. They say the first 7 seconds of someone's pitch or present. The moment they open their mouth, the first 7 seconds is when you judge them. So typically you have 7 seconds to make an impression, right? Either negative or positive or neutral. When it comes to the actual presentation of sorts, visual appeal is extremely important. If you are, initially when I created the first version of that pitch, it was very dark because I was looking for pictures of backpacks and for some reason they were all very dark and the images weren't, we just saw a picture of a footballer with the sun setting and it was beautiful. They were not like that. It was very dark and gloomy. And for some reason, when you look at backpacks, they're within the dark space. So we had to go out of our way to find pictures of backpacks that seemed warm and welcoming and inviting because you want people to feel as though they're entering the light as opposed to entering the darkness. So there are small things within the visuals of a pitch deck that some people might not even think of, but your subconscious thinks about it when you're looking at it. If I showed you a pitch deck with darkness all over it and I said, come and buy, you would literally ask me why. Whereas if I show you pictures of a man holding his daughter and they both have backpacks walking into a sunset, that would have captivated your eye. Even if it is not your story, it is not your life, it's something that you think is exciting and something that you might be interested in. I think the third bit is around being pitch perfect, in that there's a quote that's saying you can't BS a BSer. So you need to know yourself. If you're asking for money from people who have made money from doing something that you're doing, you cannot flourish because you'll be caught out very quickly and it'll be very clear that if I gave you that money, you would squander it and I might as well go and put it in the washing machine and cut it up a pair of scissors as opposed to giving you that money. So you need to have your facts in order, you need to have your data in order, you need to know what it is you're asking for and why, and you need to prepare yourself for the hard questions. So you need to assume that everyone's playing devil's advocate and they will ask you, why should I give you money? Why shouldn't I just give someone else? Or why are you, if you're doing this and it's so, and you're saying it's so easy and we can do this 1,000 more times, why haven't other people done it? And your reason can't be, well, I was the first person who thought about it, so, because it is, yes, there's an advantage of being first, but the first person to do it doesn't always win the race. So you have to be mentally ready for pushback. I think people don't prepare you enough because when you're in a bubble and you're excited about an idea and everything sounds great and everything sounds wonderful and you cannot see any cons to it and someone comes and bursts your bubble, you don't know how to respond. So you need to adequately prepare yourself for that. The next is credibility. I've already said use data. As much as you might be selling a dream, you need to have data to back it up. If I say I want a self-cleaning backpack, or I'm selling a self-cleaning backpack, I would have gone out of my way to explain how much time women use to clean the backpacks of their children as opposed to being in the workforce, and what that means for our workforce, because they could have spent more time really, making money and supporting their lives, but they're cleaning backpacks, because backpacks can't go in the washing machine, they have to clean and wash, for instance. So and there's not a manipulation of data, I don't want to call it manipulation of data, but you have to use data to your disposal. There are ways to which you say that, children will be less sick if they have cleaner backpacks because they don't have that hygiene etiquette to ensure that they keep it clean. So there will be less sickness within a certain demographic if we had this for them. And that is what I would pitch to an NGO or to an international Gates Foundation or one of the people that are very open about we care about the health of young children. You would pitch. So that's also going back to know your audience. If I'm pitching that this is going to save children's lives because they're going to be cleaner and there'll be less illness in the land, you'll go to the right people that will fund that. If I'm pitching this to someone who wants to make millions and millions and does not really care about the health of anybody, I will pitch it as this is a soft game backpack that you can make money from, and we're going to put a brand around it, and it's going to be the new Apple, and it's going to be the new this, and it's going to be the new that. So while you have one product, it might be one thing for one person, but a completely different thing to another person. So you need to know how to be agile. Be agile in how you go about it. And as I said, storytelling. That is storytelling. That is exactly what it is. I'm here to save the world through this backpack. Whether it's illness, whether it's time, whether it's economic transformation, the list is endless. And be clear and concise. No one likes a ramble. So get to the point, say what you need to say, and make it impactful that someone remembers. So we've discussed essentially what is a pitch deck, but the way I see it is that a pitch deck is a trailer to a movie. So before you go and watch a movie in the cinema, they'll play you a few trailers that have the 30 minutes or 1 minute video of movies that are coming out in the future. And your pitch deck is that trailer, explaining what it is that's coming, how they should want to be involved and want to be excited, and how they can get involved. So the movie trailer is to say, come and watch it in a few months. The pitch deck is to say, bring your money and come and be a part of this that will blow and be great in a few months or in a few years. So quick, how to make your pitch decks pop, do's and don'ts. The first is being eye-catching, being attractive, being something that someone is like, okay, this is not an eyesore. The second one is using graphics to help you. So graphics is a tricky one because there is a very fine line between just doing too much versus doing the right thing. That makes sense. So to me, it's just a case of over time you get better at it. You see other pitch decks that look really pretty and clean, and you learn from it over time. It is not something that you just have. Well, it wasn't for me. So I've yet to meet someone who has that skill. Well, maybe one or two, but they are artistic-minded people. So while pitch decks are not typically within the arts, you'll find that those within the arts are very good at putting them together because they understand space and they understand how to use space adequately to tell a story without using essays or words, which is a great thing. And that's beyond the scope of what we're talking about. I think that's also why you need to have different types of minded people within an organization. Because you'll find that someone who you might think that they can only do this are really good at doing other things that combined with your own skills make it perfect or semi-perfect. As I said, keep it clean. No one wants to see an essay. There is nothing worse than having a pitch deck that should have just been a Word document. It just is unnecessary. So the less is more, get to the point. Intricacies around tiny fonts and be consistent. I think that's a personal one for me, in that I always see when the font has changed, the font size is not the same anymore as you go ahead, and it distracts you from the message you're trying to actually put inside the pitch deck itself. And the final bit is around how to stand up in terms of actually presenting it. So I think there are 3 ways to go about this. You can be forceful in your conviction that you are here to help people say themselves. That is one. And that works for certain products at certain times with certain people. Some
people or demographics like a forceful, I know what I'm saying, I am here to really help you. And certain people don't. So you really need to know your audience. They're also, the second one is around providing hope to many people who feel hopeless. And that is a tactic that you can use in saying, I have been where you have been. And I was so drained that I could decide to give up, but my last hope was to create this for us. And you use that as a galvanizing tool to make everybody in the room feel as though we're all on one side. Therefore, I'm here to do a collection of money from all of us so that we can all grow together, even though at the end of the day it's my product. And then the third one is more around, this is a dream. And you have a dream, I have a dream. And you might not have realized your dream yet, or you might have realized your dream. I'm realizing mine, and I need the help that you gave someone else. For someone to do that to me, or for me. Those are the three most successful ways of appealing to people when you're pitching something. You have to tap into emotion, bottom line, whether it's forcefully, emotionally, or collectively. If you're selling anything, it is emotive. It's understanding how people feel, how reading the room, understanding if someone is frowning the entire time and you want to crack a joke while they're, to make them feel better. Or if you know that, just ignore this person, because if you try and engage with them, it might turn left. So yes, I'm going to pause here before we move into the last bit and ask if you have any questions.
So out of the last thing you mentioned of politics, I really captured two. So I think the first one I did not get it. You mention of giving up to the hopeless. Then I didn't get those two.
So the first one is forcefully. And you have to do research. That is the most tedious part of it all. But you have to learn, for instance, I'm looking for money from Access Bank. What does Access Bank care about? Access Bank is about health, running, fitness, they will do the marathons, they will engage. GCB cares a lot about food. They do food, culture, experience, lifestyle. That's GCB. Seven is not GCB. Seven will never give you money for the GCB might. So you need to know who your, and I'm just using banks as a, because I think that's easy to understand. You need to know your audience to the core and see who else they're giving money to. Because a general but unspoken realization is people are very biased to repeat the same cycle. So Access Bank will give money to health and fitness and things related to that. But they always say, oh, we're so excited that we're giving money to this new thing. It's not new, it's just not the same people, but it's in the same scope. These people will launch a new lifestyle magazine and give money to, I don't know, business day and say, oh, we're creating a lifestyle brand, still within what they're promoting. UBA is doing funding for entrepreneurs and scaling. Anything they do is around young people and helping them thrive. But they're still giving money within the same sort of enjoyment to young people. So it's about knowing and learning and watching what people do so that when you are now looking for something, you know where to go based on the industry.
I want to ask something. You mentioned first impression matters, and for the first semester, whoever is very important. And the previous speaker also mentioned that mental availability to travel is actually to each something. So I want to ask, what can I see in this system? Is it going to be a problem institutional system?
I think that's the last step of that.
Okay, am I going to talk about the problem and a solution together with this system?
So you can do two things, depends on what are you trying to sell?
Okay, let's say for example, I'm trying to look at selling an app that where people can come to about mental health, where you can come to provide mental health, talk to somebody about mental health and get talk to something that can help you out.
So I would start with saying, in Nigeria, 1 in every 4 people struggle with mental health, that they don't know mental health, and they don't know where to go to. And it's not only the stigma, but it is seen as something that you don't speak about. And that you have decided that you are tired of passing generational trauma based on personal interest. And therefore you create something that will change not only the lives of people you care about in your environment, but the Nigerians as a whole, to see us not make the same mistakes that our forefathers did because of trauma and mental health. They did not bring up. Any other questions? Well, it's farmers here, so entrepreneurs here. If they don't have any questions, that's fine. That's all I had thought. Okay. Well, Kasim, we have Victor, and we have Joshua. I don't know if you know Joshua.
If I just want to maybe this helps, it's like lights, camera, action. So you have to just get their focus, get their attention, then the camera is now you have to show them solve, then visualize so they can visualize what you are clear is, what you are giving them. Then the action is, if you're not giving them anything, you can't not as it forward.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to do. So you have to show them what is it, what is the value of them, if they invest in you. If you can represent that in your teach there, then I think you will get their attention, show them how it's done, how it's going to be done, and what they can use.
I totally resonate with a lot of the things you said. Particularly about myself, most of the people say that things that come to my mind when trying to create a presentation, beyond presentation, speaking to people. So I think I got everything, and yeah, probably
So we're gonna play a little game, and I like games in general. I like to play games. But I would like 2 people to volunteer themselves to sell us a solar-powered phone where you will no longer have to charge your phone because all you have to do is keep it in the sun. I'm not going to. Give us why. Give us the what and why. And the how, rather. So who's going to be our
Who are our volunteers? Any takers? Any takers? You want to try? You don't want to? Okay. No takers. No one. No her. Elvis, you found that. Why are you denying yourself? You're not? What? You are an entrepreneur? Yeah. What's the going family talk? Okay. So having generations of wealth and experience. So come on. Let's try it. To the round of applause for Elvis. I don't know any more of that. Right. Do you need like 1 minute?
Yeah, 1 minute to
take
someone else.
Tired? Okay. So we can chill on the buses. Whenever you're ready. I want to give you a minute as well.
Does it get to up? Does it remind you to buy a phone?
Fair enough.
If this is not remind you to buy a phone, then you need to buy a solar power phone with built-in solar panel.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, the members of this, the founder of Solar Phone. I'm the founder of Solar Phone. Solar Phone is the device that charges by itself. So I lost track of what I done. The members of this, I'm founder of Solar Phone. Beyond being founder of business and so I need my device every single time to connect to my customer, which I believe. This phone is the one that charges by itself. You don't have to carry a charger, you don't have to carry a power bank. And you can easily stay in track of your business. Please, no. If you want to succeed, make more money, make more sales, 247 will not charge you, and it's all right. Thank you. Do you have any questions?
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I want to tell you a story of a girl named Amaka. Amaka lived in a rural area where there was no light, there was no electricity, and Amaka wanted to go into tech because she wanted to earn enough money for her to be able to help her parents who are not literate, and to also buying zoo, hog, food, and other products on the streets. This is a very sad story. So Amaka, upon selling her products on the street, public on the street, she was able to save up to buy an iPhone like mine. Yeah, she saved up to buy an iPhone. And since there was no electricity around her area, she also saved up to buy a power bank. Yeah. And this is a power bank. Amaka was charging a power bank over the night because she had to go up very early to take her data analytics course or software engineering course. And guess what happened to Amaka? No. The power bank blew. He brought out Amaka's brain out of Amaka. And we lost Amaka. It is not story, I don't want to laugh. lost a child, we lost a child, we lost a hope of a family, we lost a potential source of income for a family. This could have all been prevented if we had a phone which is built in with inbuilt solar panels. I'm here to introduce a phone with, I'm here to introduce a solar powered phone with built-in solar panels. So we don't have lights of situation in the lights of our market happening around the world. Thank you.
That was very tough. That was very tough. I mean, you can sell darkness to sometimes worse. You say somebody died and you never have to, that should never happen to anybody. Even though it's still power, that's what it was. Yes, I think 3 different techniques, 3 very interesting ways to go about finding funding. I think yours, you have to elaborate a bit more than just a sound.
That's never like when it happens.
Yes. No, I understand. But I get where you're coming from. I think you still need to sway a little bit longer to expand so that at least no one's attacking. But you did very much stay within 7 seconds, so I'll give you that. It didn't have to be 7 seconds. I think yours was very clear to the point, explaining why it's important. It wasn't, nobody would be able to misinterpret what you were saying in any way, shape, or form. So, if someone wants to be able to go about just something as simple as studying and they need their phone and so forth. So yours is very appealing to people who are emotionally charged. But if you're like me and you're not emotionally charged, I would feel like you're trying to manipulate me. So you have to be very careful when you use darkness as it supposed to suddenly light. It doesn't always work. But the first thing I think is come in and figure that it is. So again, that would work very well for a USAID or an NGO that are trying to save kids from their brain exploding. But yes, I think overall, we definitely need to understand the idea of pitching, and I hope this is doing wonderful. So I'm going to stop there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Please,
That was a very good session. Thank you so much, Vicky. And also, I think you round of applause to yourself. You sat through all of our technical difficulties and disruptions, and you still stay keen. I think that deserves celebrating. So thank you all so much for joining, for staying completely tuned in. So we've come to, I would say, the last 10 minutes of this entire session. We do have a survey, a couple of surveys, 2 surveys in particular, that we would want you to fill. But before we do that, I think I just want to hear from 1 or 2 people. Sorry, I like to hear back from people when I speak or when I do things, right? So just a few people talk us through what today has meant to you, what the session, what the entirety of this masterclass has helped you either see clearer, helped you know what not to do, helped you know what to do when it comes to either personal growth or your business growth. So please, I'd like one or 2 volunteers. I don't know. Just give me
Hi everyone, I'm so sorry, I was getting late. Well, I came in and she was speaking about pitch training, and I beginning to realize how much we need to start speaking more about anything so we can dream better. The economy is really hard and people aren't dreaming, and also I'm seeing the guidelines. And how the guidelines are into how we speak, which is how what she was not saying. And then there's more things for us to hear, and how she also communicated effectively what she was also saying. Also to remember on what's working in your life, or what's working in your product, or how to communicate with your colleagues, or even how to sell your product. Basically, communication was clear, the presentation was clear and very direct, and
Yes, thank you so much. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Another taker. Alright, this.
So, good afternoon, everyone. So, I recently pitched at the close of investment meeting with some investors, and I didn't get an analysis. And while she was talking, I just actually realized why I didn't know it. Yeah.
Why? You want to share with us?
I think it was just too narrow. I didn't bring that story out of it. I did not. And I just feel like I think only many people just did something out of like previous work I had. And I didn't take out time to study the investors or the government as well. So I think like those were the major problems. Thank you.
So glad it was the opportunity to reflect. Okay, so the survey is up on the screen. We'll just stand with our phones, if your phone can't stand, just let me know and I'll share the link with you. So just 2-3 minutes, fill the form and we'll be out of here. Thank you.
Okay, this is the second survey. Just a very quick, less than 5 minutes survey. Yeah.